Do you understand place value but not how to use it? Are you confused as to the point of it all? Well, look no further, as in this video I'm going to explain how to multiply and divide using place value. Let's take a quick detour to the base 10 system, which is how we write numbers. Base 10 uses only 10 digits, so 0 to 9, to represent every single number you could possibly think of. We write it as a series of bases raised to different powers. So for the example here, we've got base 10 raised to the power of 5, which is the same as 100,000. Ones can be written as 10 to the power of 0, which is 10 multiplied by itself 0 times. Tens is 10 to the power of 1, which is the same as 1 lot of 10. Our hundreds is 10 squared, which is 10 times 10. And the thousands are written as 10 to the power of 3, which is 10 times 10 times 10. Now you may notice that the power is increasing by 1 each time, which just means that the previous number is being multiplied by 10 one more time. If you translate that to a place value column, you can replace the ones with 10 to the power of 0, the tens with 10 to the power of 1, the hundreds with 10 to the power of 2, and you can keep going for all of the other different values. This means that if you move one column to the left, you are getting 10 times bigger, and conversely, if you move one column to the right, you are getting 10 times smaller. If I asked you to find 18.2 times 10, the first thing you're going to have to do is to put 18.2 in the place value column. So you've got to remember that the number to the right of the decimal point always goes in the tenths column. So that means you put the 2 here, the 8 there, in the ones column, and the 1 in the tens column. Next, you have to determine if the number is getting bigger or smaller. This sum is a multiplication, which means it's getting bigger, as we've got 10 lots of 18.2. If it was a division, however, then it will get smaller. Then you need to figure out how many places you're moving the number by. This sum is times by 10, so we're moving it 1 place. If it was times 100, it'll be 2 places, 1,000, 3 places, and so on and so on. A handy little hint or trick is the number of zeros there are is the number of places you're moving it. That's just because the number of zeros kind of corresponds to the power you're raising the 10 to. So this number, we're moving it 1 place to the left. Finally, you actually have to move the number. So, like I said earlier, we're moving this 1 place to the left. So the 2 goes from the tenths to the ones, the 8 goes from the ones to the tens, and the 1 goes from the tens to the hundreds. So this means 18.2 times 10 is 182. Can you try 7.9 times 100? Pause the video if you want to work it out for yourself. If not, carry on playing. So first, we write 7.9 in the column. So there are 9 tenths and 7 ones. Now it's a multiplication, so that means it's getting bigger. So we're moving it to the left. And we're timesing it by 100, so we're moving it 2 places. So the 7, 1, 2 goes from the ones to the hundreds, and the 9, 1, 2 goes from the tenths to the tens. Now, why is this 0 here? Well, we start counting from the ones, because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we always need to make sure that the ones are accounted for. So if the last digit is in a column higher than the ones, you've got to fill in all the columns to the right with zeros. Similarly, if it's a decimal and the first digit is somewhere over here, you need to fill in all of the columns to the left up to the ones with zeros, just to hold the place whilst showing that there's nothing there. So can you do 1,280 divided by 1,000? Again, pause the video if you want to try it out for yourself. Again, first things first, we've got to write 1,280 in the column. There's no decimal places in this number, so we start with the digit furthest to the right, which happens to be a 0. So there's 0 ones, 8 tens, 2 100s, and 1,000. This is a division sum, so it's getting smaller, and we're dividing by 1,000, so we're getting smaller by 3 places. So in essence, you're moving 3 places to the right. So the 1, 2, 3 goes from the thousands to the ones. The 2 goes from the hundreds to the tenths, and the 8 goes from the tens to the hundredths. And the 0, we could move it 3 places to the thousandths. But because it's to the right of the last decimal place, we don't need to bother, because it's a decimal, so we could write zeros for infinity because there's nothing left. There's no more fractional values. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video on multiplication and division using place value. If this helped to make maths make sense, please like and subscribe and click the notification button to be the first to see more videos.